It may seem like something out of a horror movie, but what's been nicknamed the zombie virus is indeed a real thing. David Zura explains the illness that's been spreading among wildlife and what you need to know to protect your pets. But first, a warning. Some of the images in this story may be disturbing to some viewers.
Toronto Animal Services is confirming there has been an increase in service requests for sick and injured animals this spring, prompting a reminder to be on the lookout for canine distemper, a virus introduced by dogs to wildlife populations, particularly raccoons and skunks. In a written statement, a spokesperson for the City of Toronto says, in part, raccoons with distemper may approach people or curl up to sleep in open areas in close proximity to people. They typically act disoriented or lethargic, may appear blind and confused, wander aimlessly, or become aggressive if cornered. It goes on to note one of the symptoms is a mucus discharge around the eyes and nose, which may be accompanied by coughing, tremors, seizures, or chewing fits.
It is very, very sad for raccoons or any other animals to have to go through this.
Natalie Kavarnen is with the Toronto Wildlife Centre. She says right now the centre is seeing an uptick in the number of calls for sick skunks, but the number for sick raccoons have remained steady into the spring.
And what makes it particularly sad that we're seeing it so much still right now in the spring is that so many female raccoons have babies. And babies, of course, are completely vulnerable.
She says while the virus is extremely contagious, your dog is probably vaccinated if they're receiving regular veterinary care. But if your dog isn't vaccinated or you're unsure, you may want to use extra caution.
If the dog is not vaccinated, keeping the distance is very important. But, you know, the fact that it's even just out there in the environment, like let's say, for example, a sick raccoon was bedded down in a particular area under a bush or something for a while, and the raccoon's not there anymore, but now the dog goes to that same area and starts snuffling around, you know, maybe chews on some grass. You know, there are other ways that the dog could pick it up.
Well, it's certainly a big concern, especially for young puppies.
Meanwhile, Dr. Ian Sandler, a Toronto veterinarian, says like most viruses, this one is species specific and does not infect humans.
It can affect other mammals, but generally speaking, close to the canine species itself. So that's why some of the concerns we always have are within the wildlife population, especially animals like foxes and coyotes and things like that.
Now, there is no treatment for canine distemper other than vaccination. If you think you've encountered a sick raccoon or skunk, you're encouraged to call your local wildlife rehabilitator, and they'll help you determine if you should call municipal animal services, who can provide humane euthanasia for the animal. At Downsview Park, David Zura, City News.